Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the launch of China Weeks, when culture and tourism blend in the UK. I'm Xue Ling, Director of China National Tourist Office, London. The first China Weeks in the UK started in May and June 2019 with offline events. After the merge of culture and tourism in 2018 in China, we have online China Weeks in 2020 and 2021. So this year is the fourth China Weeks in the UK and will continue to be mainly online. The schedule today will start with an address from Minister Councillor Yu Peng from the cultural section of the Chinese Embassy in the UK, and followed by a briefing of this year's China Weeks program, hosted by Willow Hu, Editor-in-Chief of CNTO London's social media platforms and the General Manager of 2022 China Weeks program. Willow will also chair the Q&A session after her briefing. And then I will introduce a special guest speaker to make a comment about the launch. And finally, I will conclude by some acknowledgements. So to start with, I would like to invite Councillor Yu Peng to say a few words.
Thank you, Xue Ling. Respected David Buckley, Chairman of Manuyan School.
机房的朋友，于鹏，公餐文化公餐，对吧？
怎么了？
哦，现在会议开始了呀，信号不好。
Someone will mute. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Again, Mr. David Buckley, Chairman of Manuyan School, and Alastair Blackburn, UK Curator of our Silk Road, respected MIC team, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In May 2017, the first Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation was held in Beijing. Chinese President Xi Jinping said in his speech at the Forum Roundtable Summit that the core of Belt and Road is the Silk Road spirit, which emphasizes peace, cooperation, openness, inclusiveness, mutual learning, mutual benefit, and win-win. In October last year, President Xi had a phone talk with Prime Minister Boris Johnson. One of the topics is to jointly commemorate the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations at the ambassadorial level between the two countries in 2022. And to take the Beijing Winter Olympics as an opportunity to deepen the sports and to people-to-people exchange, and continuously deepen the mutual understanding and friendship between the peoples, advocate the values of peace, development, fairness, justice, democracy, and freedom, and build a community with a shared future for mankind. Cultural exchange is in the service of world peace. On a stone tablet in the front of the UNESCO headquarters building in Paris, there is a sentence engraved in many languages, which goes, "War originates in the minds of men, and it is in the minds of men that the defense of peace must be built." People hope that through the exchange of cultures, equal education, popularize science, eliminate estrangement, prejudice, hatred, and sow the seeds of peace in people's mind. This is the original intention of UNESCO. A few years ago, the results of a survey showed that the British respondents were interested in China in the following order: Chinese food, traveling to China, and the daily life of ordinary Chinese people. I believe that the Chinese people have the same interest in Britain. Well, in spite of COVID, CNTO and partners have been presenting the China Weeks online for the 4th consecutive year, with the participation of increasing partnership. Well, I think China Weeks embodies 4 qualities as follows. Number 1, reach up. It stays committed to implementing the Silk Road spirit, showing the achievements of Sino-British and international cooperation, and providing a platform for future cooperation. Number 2, reach down. It stays committed to the promotion of universal coverage, so that the result of our exchange of cultures can benefit more urban and rural areas, whether in China or in the United Kingdoms. Number 3, reach out. It stays committed to partnership. Everyone finds common goals, get acquaintance with more friends, develop sustainably, and move towards the future together. And number 4, reach in. Stays committed to the original intention and mission of cultural exchange. That is to continuously consolidate and deepen the friendship of peoples and build a world of lasting peace, universal security, common prosperity, openness, inclusiveness, cleanness, and beauty for us and for our children. Finally, I wish the 4th China Weeks a great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Yu, for your speech today and your encouragement and support for all cultural and tourism-related events in the UK. Now, I will hand over to Willow for the briefing of this year's China Weeks programme. Willow, please.
Hello, yes, and many thanks to Minister Councillor Yu Peng and to Director Shui Ling for their opening words. Ladies, gentlemen, and friends, it's my pleasure and my honour to be your online compere today for the 2022 launch of China Weeks, when culture and tourism blend. The theme, as Mr. Yu mentioned and highlighted, is Belt and Road Cultures Link. And today we're going to take you on somewhat of a virtual Silk Road journey, picking up some cultural treasures from our special guests along the way. So without any further ado, let us dive straight into our very first guest. I'm very happy to give an online welcome to the curator of our Silk Road, a photo exhibition, for a closer look at some exquisite photography. It's Mr. Alistair Blackburn. Welcome.
Thank you, Willow. Good morning to you, and thank you to Minister Yu Peng and Director Shui Ling for the opportunity to show you some photographs that I was lucky enough to see a few weeks ago and was very keen to share as part of this program. Before I start, though, I make an unashamed advertisement and tell you a little bit about myself. And I'm just going to share the screen now. So, my name is Alistair Blackburn. In this capacity, I'm the UK curator of our Silk Road exhibition. And as is stated in the programme, This exhibition was drawn from submissions to the 5th World Photography Exhibition, which was held in Jinan, provincial capital of Shandong province in China. And I was lucky to see a few of the shots a couple of weeks ago. In my first viewing, I was struck by the quality of each shot, looking at the technical aspects such as composition, lighting, balance, and so on. But when I had a look a second and even a third time, and I started to notice the context of the photograph and the exhibition as a whole, and it made me think, what exactly does the Silk Road mean to people today? Certainly many of them will think of it as an ancient goods trading route starting in China and spreading westwards via land and sea. This exhibition, I think, serves to challenge that opinion and ask the viewer to consider the Silk Road as neither ancient nor confined to goods and merchandise. Using the word "our" in "our Silk Road" asks you to consider how connected you are to what appears at first sight to represent cultures and traditions of faraway people in faraway lands. Today, many historic buildings still stand, marking the passage of the emergence and osmosis of the Silk Road through ports and land-based cities. However, the long-standing and ongoing legacy of this remarkable network is reflected in the many distinct but interconnected cultures, languages, customs, and religions that have developed over thousands of years along these routes. The exhibition is grouped into 8 different sections: our homes, how we travel, our faces, how we grow up, our traditions, our friendships, our harvest, and our festivals. The question I would ask anybody who's looking at the exhibition is to say, what does that mean to me? Looking forward from now, their early exploratory origins, the Silk Road is a symbol for the connection of diverse societies across Eurasia and far beyond, so that they might recognize the origins and similarities of many of their own traditions and daily behaviors. The Silk Road exhibition includes you, and this exhibition warmly welcomes you to take a closer look. Thank you very much.
Many thanks for the introduction there. I think it's a wonderful way to set the tone for the topic, as we've said, and really highlight that physical and cultural link between us all across the globe. Moving on, we're going to enjoy a selection of literary and artistic projects on cultural collaborations from our guest Wang Zilan, co-founder of Cam Rivers Publishing UK, in the topic of rediscovering China in the UK. Welcome.
It is my great pleasure to introduce the background and origin of the program Rediscovering China in the UK. As we know, in the last 2 years, share the screen. So in the last 2 years, COVID-19 has made international travel impossible for most people. So despite this, many people still have a great curiosity about China. And we talk about China here in the UK. And thus, China National Tourist Office London set up a program called Rediscovering China in the UK to give UK people an opportunity to understand China better. The program includes a series of seminars to share China-related stories and prominent locations in the UK. We will explore the Chinese collections in British libraries and museums, along with notable locations such as the Memorial Garden of influential Chinese poet Xu Zhimo in King's College, Cambridge. Last year, actually, China National Tourist Office, London, has already hosted several seminars on these themes, including a look at the Chinese paintings on piece paper. Piece is kind of a special plant. So it's a roll, but when you make it flat, people can paint on it, which were exported from China in 18th to 19th century, alongside an examination of the Chinese wallpapers found in estate houses in the UK. This year, Ken Rivers Publishing is collaborating with China Tourist Office London to organize a new series of 10 seminars. For the first seminar, we will invite the co-founder of Ken Rivers Publishing, Professor Alan McFarlane, Fellow of British Academy, to give a talk about his travel experience in China in the past 25 years, to share a foreign observer's ideas about China. So the seminar has been very well received. And for the second seminar, we have invited Dr. James Lin, the curator of Asian Arts Collection of Fitzwilliam Museum, Cambridge, to talk about Shiwazi and the fashion of Chinese export firms in Europe in the 17th to 19th centuries. And in the PPT, you can see that many people give comments to the seminar given by Alan McFarlane and his wife. So I remember there are about around nearly 200 people there, and many people send their questions. So for the second seminar, it has been very well received too. And so talk about the Shiwazi, we know that during this period, in 17th to 19th century, there was a wave of interest in China in the realms of culture and fashion. And we can see in the UK, in the many museums and also antique shops, there's still many things on sale about the objects in that period. The 13 homes where many of these fans were produced was a very important part of international trading at the time. So the 13 home is located current in Guangzhou, in Guangdong province, near Hong Kong. And we can see in that talk, many museums in the UK collect objects from the 13 home. And this provides a wonderful opportunity for the Chinese community in the UK, as well as British people who are interested in Chinese culture, to visit these museums in the UK and learn more about this part of history. So we will host another 7 seminars by the end of this year. You are most welcome to join the events. So several very distinguished sinologists and experts in this field are sharing knowledge with you virtually, not with the UK communities, but also we have got requests of many people living in China to share the seminar with us virtually. So the next seminar will be hosted on next Tuesday. Stuart Lyons, the distinguished translator, fellow of King's College, Cambridge, will talk about Xu Zhimo's experience in Cambridge in 1920s and how Xu Zhimo and he have been engaged in China through Cambridge. So you're most welcome to join us next Tuesday. Thank you.
Wonderful, many thanks to Dylan Wong. And if you have any questions at the end of the session, as mentioned, there's always the Q&A session, but not only that, don't worry, we're going to be bringing you all the information about these upcoming events, so you don't have to be furiously making notes, just sit back and enjoy. It's a real privilege to have access to these kind of experts, and now that we're able to bring these events online, it's one of the benefits of the pandemic that perhaps this might have only been an in-person event too far away, or maybe a small scale for people to attend, but we're now able to bring this information to such a wider audience. It's very exciting. Now, on any journey, people might get a little bit hungry. So what we have coming up next is part of a series which is dubbed Chinese Cook Along Live. I know we've had 1 or 2 attendees in the audience today join us for these events. It aims to make classic Chinese recipes accessible to people in an enjoyable online event. So we're very happy to be partnering with the City of Bristol College on the upcoming and latest edition of Chinese Cook Along Live. So I will welcome the events officer from the City of Bristol College, which is Erin Hewitt. Please welcome.
Hello, I'm Erin, the Events and Social Media Officer at City of Bristol College. I'm here on behalf of my organisation and also my colleagues Kathy Borstead, Director of Foundation Learning and Skills, and Ryan Fernandez, who is Chef Lecturer at our college. It is a great pleasure to attend this event that has been organised by CNTO London. City of Bristol College is a further and higher education provider that has been serving Bristol City since 1996. In the past 25 years, we have made it our mission to transform lives and develop the workforce of the future. We are passionate about student enrichment and providing our students with the very best skill set that we can offer, providing culturally diverse and inclusive experiences for all. We're really excited about this partnership with Make It China, and it has been great to work with Dennis and Liping so far, who have already committed to sharing their heritage and knowledge with all of our students. We can't wait for this great cultural exchange program to start and allow our students to build an education of Chinese cuisine to begin and broaden their knowledge of the Changsha region as we develop this really positive partnership with our new colleagues. We are really grateful for all the wonderful things that have already happened and everything that our students can achieve with the help of all involved in this amazing program. Thank you for your time today.
Many thanks, Erin. And we hope the students will be looking forward to this experience. This, thanks to the partnership with City of Bristol College, it's a new twist on the Cook Along Live that will be kindly cooking in their kitchen, and their students are going to be joining us too, and some of the chefs too, because they expressed a great interest in learning about these Chinese recipes, which are still surprisingly just not so well known in the West, but the recipes are designed to be completely authentic, but also accessible. You can pop down to a local corner shop usually to get the ingredients that you need for this sort of thing. So again, details will be shared towards the end of the program, and we hope to have some extra guests from today's event to join us for that. Next in our journey, so from some focus on some collaborative and artistic projects, we'd like to take a step back to take a look at wider China with some virtual delights and sights from around the country. I'm going to hand over to my colleague and my partner, Dennis Hu, who will be telling us about a couple of programs visiting Guizhou, an upcoming book, an exciting qualification, and various beautiful selections from China. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Willow, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning. It's such a great pleasure and honor for me to take you to the wider China section. So please allow me to share my screen with you all and to take you to this journey. So from this section, I'd like to take you to the wider China section, as we talked about. And then our first stop is Guizhou. So in this part, I'd like to share with you a little more about this amazing province. So Guizhou is a mountainous province in the southwestern China and is known for its traditional rural villages inhabited by minority groups like Miao and Dong and so many others. The capital and the largest city is called Guiyang in the center of the province. Relying on Guizhou's high-quality mountain outdoor sports resources and the mountain tourism resources in order to continuously promote the high-quality development of tourism in Guizhou province. Since 2015, Guizhou province has started to hold the annual conference for International Mountain Tourism Alliance, aka IMTA. Since the conference, the development of various activities has not only promoted the development of mountain tourism economy in Guizhou province, but also contributed to an important force to rural revitalizations, poverty alleviations, and beautiful rural constructions. So mountain tourism in Guizhou has enriched new ways to overcome poverty. So this program will take you to this amazing province from social media channels, both in Go Guizhou and the CNTO social media channels. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more about this amazing province, please stay tuned. Now, another program will get you to read a book. After exploring this amazing province called Guizhou, now let's sit back and read a book and enjoy this journey called The Sons of the Red Lake by Zhou Daxing. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me with a nice and short video to tell you all about this. Please enjoy. It's amazing, isn't it? There are more to come when you actually read the book. And then also, so far for the wider China, we've already explored a very, mountainous, destination called Guizhou. And also we enjoyed the book called The Sons of the Red Lake by Zhou Daxing. So now you all want to explore more about China tourism. I think I can read all of your mind on that. So now, ladies and gentlemen, there's some more things actually that we can share, that the China travel courses for you to participate. Do you want to be an expert in terms of where to explore in China? What's all there about? I think the China travel course would start this journey for you. So during the whole, when culture and tourism blends, event campaigns, you will have the opportunity to log on the landing page. I'm sure that Willow will share with you later. Then you can log on the system and also learn all about the travel course in China. And then please do share when you start to become an expert in this journey. And after that, please also join us for the Best Season 2 Travel campaign. When you finish learning the course, you have a lot of things to share, or many of you have been to China before, please do share your videos, your pictures, and your ideas to promote the places you've been to, or the places that you've learned from this campaign. So later in the landing page, you will also have the direct link to know more about this campaign and to get involved. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your journey with me in the wider China section. And I warmly welcome you all to join all these campaigns we talked about. And one day when we can travel, and then let's go and explore what you've learned. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And I'll hand over back to Willow. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. And for this part, I'm not only your compere, I'm going to take the mic a little bit longer and be your guide. One of the great things about campaigns such as China Weeks, when culture and tourism blends, is that I am not just a participant and a busy bee helping to construct all these fantastic resources that we're put in touch with. I'm also a learner on this journey. So I'm going to share my screen with you for a moment. an example of some of that cultural exchange and learning. So give me one moment to share the screen, if you can see this. For this section, it's titled Festive China. And one of the reasons for that is because when we think of China as foreigners around the world, people are so familiar with all the traditional festivals, and especially that most famous of all, the New Year, or the Lunar New Year. And what might be less familiar to people is that there's also seasons and festivities and traditional agricultural activities governed by the sun in the solar calendar, or the 24 solar terms. It might ring a bell for some people if you did watch the opening ceremony of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympic Games. You would have seen a really exquisite visual video countdown that was part of the opening ceremony that showed you flashes and parts of these solar terms and their names. Each one out of 24 is so rich that there's different ways of celebrating and getting involved in these terms around the different parts of China. As you know, it's a huge country with all kinds of minorities and variation, like a rich tapestry. So what we've been doing among the team we have been learning ourselves via a documentary, which you can see there is a link, so you can all dive deep into that. But our team ourselves wanted to go a little step further, and what started a bit of a cultural exchange just between teams and an informal demonstration of what it is that we've learned. So I'm going to jump onto the larger screen. We are celebrating Li Chun.
Third solar term, Jingjia.
The next solar term is Chunfen.
The solar terms are part of an agricultural seasonal calendar, making their first known appearance during the Western Han Dynasty over 2,000 years ago.
There is an old Chinese saying, the whole year's work depends on a good start in the spring.
This is an important time for families to visit the tombs of their ancestors, pay their respects, make offerings and pray.
A fun game with various origins in China, which has become popular all over the world, is egg balancing. You can try it at home, and if successful, it's said you'll have good luck all year long. Wonderful, thanks for the screen share for our little technical difficulties moment there. There's always one. Anyway, I think one of the great things about the videos that we made was showing not only the cultural links that Chinese people take through thousands of years of history right into the modern day. So we're showing how the cultural terms look in our everyday, day-to-day life in the office, but also what associations we can find culturally for us here in the UK. So it's always learning and always evolving, and it's such a delight to take part in that. So we hope that guests will find a little bit of fun and maybe feel inspired from that themselves. And now next, from our more humble offerings, we're going to go to something much more of a masterclass in the exquisite heritage crafts that you can find in China. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at some extracts from London Craft Week and the Chinese participation, Amazing China, and our guest Tian Chang, the first secretary of the Cultural Office of the Embassy, will tell us all about that. Thank you, welcome.
Okay, thank you, Lilo. And be very honored to have the chance to share you some varying information about the London Craft Week 2022. The festival this year will run from the 9th to 5th this month, celebrating outstanding British and international creativities. The festival brings together over 250 established and emerging makers, designers, brands, and galleries from the whole world. And definitely some amazing works from China are essential. Amazing China, a video exhibition on Chinese arts and crafts hosted by National Base for International Cultural Trade Shanghai, is held at London Craft Week from 9th May to 15th. And it is incorporated into the framework of the China Weeks 2022 as a very special highlight. We know that in recent years, we have maintained in-depth cooperation with London Craft Week and Shanghai National Base. Back to 2021 and the online event of All Under One Moon, the Amazing China video exhibition in London Craft Week has achieved a very big success. Here you can see the poster for last year. And we're back to this year. Here is what we can see from the website of London Craft Week. The Amazing China exhibition this year exclusively presents the executive works of traditional crafts referring to more than 20 craft types, which we can witness the inheritors' persistence and efforts. This one, I just pick 2 categories for you to see, that is carving and painting. And in this page, you can see wood carving, bamboo carving, and knot carving. Let's take bamboo carving, for example. Bamboo carving should be very prudent because you know that chambers inside the bamboos are hollow. So when carving, these hollow parts should be avoided. Let's come to next page. It's about painting. In this page, you can see 3 kinds of paintings. That is interior painting, iron painting, and with straw painting. Using hammer as a pen, you can see the last part is, the middle part is iron parting. It's using hammer as a pen. It is completed forged by hand and is covered with layers. After forging and assembly, it shows a sense of relief of layers. And you must be very interested in the wonderful works and hope to follow the works to explore the craft making and the stories of the artisans behind it. And here we also choose 2 examples to see how we tell these intangible cultural heritage stories. Through the online resources, you can get a close understanding through a short video, from which you can see the process of making and seek for the story behind. And for this page, you can know the artisans better. The last part, you can enjoy wonderful works. And we know that intangible cultural heritage is a witness of historical development. Protecting and making good use of it is of great significance to the implementation of new development philosophy. It is also very important for poverty alleviation and employment promotion and livelihood improvement. At the same time, intangible cultural heritage is also an important cultural resource that promotes exchange and mutual learning between different civilizations and enables them to understand, trust, and respect each other and live in harmony, peace. And that is exactly what the event of the China Week, Belt and Road Cultural Links, is all about. So that is all for the brief introduction. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Willow.
Many thanks, Tian Chang, for the profound works and the profound words at the end there. I think it's especially exciting now, a few years of a quieter time with the pandemic. It's now much easier for people to go and visit these works in person, but also supplemented by the rich online material to help you get an even greater enjoyment out of these works. From the ancient and the very traditional, we're moving on to the modern, the pop culture, maybe a familiar series for some of you. It's the the series The Boonie Bears has an upcoming movie, and to tell us about that, we're very pleased to welcome Maggie Lang, MD of the Media Pioneers Production and Distribution Company. Welcome, Maggie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie Liang, the MD of the Media Pioneers Production and Distribution Company based in London, UK. Here is our introduction for Boonie Bear release in UK range. May I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes. Can you see it?
Yes.
Cool, that's great. Yeah, here is something about our release information. Let me introduce the Media Pioneers first. We are a UK-based production distribution company set up in 2013. We already distributed 30,000 minutes contents, include animation, film, and dramas into worldwide distributions and worldwide broadcasters. This year, we are so excited to bring the most famous IP from China called Boonie Bear to UK market. Before that, we already released 2 features in UK market, which include Kiangnan from SMG and also include The Bold, the Crab, and the Beautiful from China, Taiwan. So here's some information about Boonie Bear. Yeah, Boonie Bear is Bringing Bear Back to Earth is a brand new feature from Bringing Bear series features. They already created a new box office in mainland China during the Chinese New Year this year. It's nearly 1 billion RMB box office in China, and for the branding box office in total, already over $600 million worldwide. So here is our trailer. Let's have a look. Yes, there is our trailers. Very excited to release this film in UK market. We do got lots of support all over the UK, and oh sorry. Yeah, all over the UK, and we got more than 200 cinemas sports in UK market. The film will release during the May half term, which is the best timing for kids and family, and also meet the Diamond Jubilee bank holiday as well. We already known have more than 50 cities cover the UK lands will be released this film. Will include Odeon, Cineworld, Showcase, Empire, and Real Cinemas, and more. Lots of cities and towns. It's the first time to release Chinese movies, and we are so excited about this. And finally, we will bring you a brand new news. Is this weekend on Sunday, we will doing the premiere in Prince Charles Cinema in Chinatown. And if anyone want to come on board, please just let me know. And finally, just repeat again, our release date will be begin from 27th of May for Boonie Bear Back to Earth English version world premiere. And I hope everyone will enjoy the film. Bramble is the English name of Xiong Er. I hope everyone will like him like me. Okay, thanks for listening, and thanks for everyone's time. Hope you enjoy the film. Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you, Maggie Lang. And it's great to see such a wide release around the country. Sometimes for these movies, it can be a little hard to get to with busy families, but I can see a showing in Bristol, so I'll certainly be aiming to take my older daughter.
Oh, that's great.
So from the modern, and then we can't escape talking about the historical with China. There's so much wonderful content to learn about and to talk about. We're going to welcome with a PowerPoint showing us some information from absolute experts in their fields who are sharing personal and fascinating insights on their relationship and their journey with China. Please welcome Hugo Yu, First Secretary at the Cultural Office of the Embassy, talking about our China stories. Welcome.
Thanks, Willa. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. It's a real pleasure for me to introduce you to the Our China Stories, a 5-episode series co-produced by People's Daily Online and CNTO London. So I believe many of you have seen the stories through our YouTube channel, but I'll play a short trailer for those who haven't seen them before.
Welcome to our China Stories, a series which explores Chinese culture through the eyes of 5 China experts. They have dedicated their lives to the learning of Chinese history and culture.
There's so much in Chinese history that ordinary people in the West can be interested in and fascinated by, make comparisons and so on.
And have formed a connection with the country through their different disciplines.
I wanted to go and make a series of films that revealed the real soul of China.
In a world where cultural barriers and limited knowledge of China continue to exist.
We'll have huge opportunities, I think, to do cultural exchanges between China and the UK.
They seek to improve the understanding between China and the West.
You realise actually there are many more similarities than there are differences. The problem is it's always the differences that get accentuated.
So I hope that those young people are the new generation of translators.
Join me for the next 5 episodes on our China Stories.
So this is the first season of Our China Stories. Each episode is roughly 7 minutes long, covering 5 prominent British experts who have devoted themselves to China and UK culture exchange for the past 2 decades. Let me just share another PowerPoint. Can you see the screen? So this project was initiated by Ms. Yu Ying, manager of the People's Daily Online UK office, who is among the audience today. So Ms. Yu reached out to our office last June, asking for a recommendation of some experts who could talk about China-UK friendly relations to commemorate the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations at the ambassadorial level between China and the UK. So we narrowed down the list to 5 experts whose stories we believe will be inspiring and fun to watch. So to make sure the stories meets the tastes of the British audience, we've invited Kevin, Mr. Kevin Sui, controller of China Hour. Kevin is also with us today to direct the series. And we are very lucky to have Lisa from Kevin's team to host the interview. Lisa was the most talented contestant and most popular contestant of the 2020 UK Chinese Bridge competition, and also a very good representative of the Generation Z to carry on the baton of China-UK culture exchange. So this production was completed in December last year and premiered at China Hour on 15th of December. The program has about 1 million viewers monthly. So on 31st of January, as part of the Chinese New Year celebration, 2 stories by Phil Ogland and also David Buckley. David is also with us today. Hi, David. Was screened at the Trafalgar Square. And in February, the series was broadcasted on London Live, Virgin Media, Sky Channel 117, and Freeview UK Channel 8, and YouView, etc. On 13th of March this year, the series was posted on people.cn and across CNTO's social media accounts. And Ambassador Zheng Zeguang retweeted all the 5 episodes on his Twitter accounts. Most of the comments found this series interesting, inspiring, and hope to see more. As we speak, People's Daily Online is wrapping the shooting of the second season, featuring also 5 experts. Mr. John Moffat, librarian of the Needham Research Institute, Cambridge University. Dr. Anke Hein, associate professor in Chinese archaeology at Oxford University. Professor Tim Williams, director of the UCL International Center for Silk Road Archaeology. Professor Doreen Fuller at the UCL, and also Ms. Jessica Harrison Hall, who is the head of the Chinese collection at the British Museum. Hopefully we will see the second season online next month. I'd like to thank Ms. Yu Ying and Kevin and the team members for their hard work to make this project possible. And I look forward to watching the second season of Our China Stories very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hugo. It really looks fascinating and also in a really consumable bite-sized format. But I feel privileged to get those behind the scenes views. It really helps us to see, you know, not only the special privilege to get access to that kind of information, but all the team members who help bring it to life and share their passion and spread from people to people communications, helping spread the information and the message even wider. On our journey today, each and every one of our experts that we've met along the way, sharing their cultural offerings, is almost at its close. We're coming up to the last guest of this section, and we're going to be seeing a truly multicultural and multidisciplinary story from an artist. Rather interesting character, and I'm very personally excited by this one. So it's a welcome from Mick Davies, President of the Royal Society of British Artists, with Huaitun Story.
My name is Mick Davies and I'm President of the Royal Society of British Artists. I came to London in 1966 from the rural backwaters of Wales. Now the thing about coming to London was that it gave you so many opportunities to visit museums and galleries. And one of the first things I did when I came to London was visit the British Museum. And one of the first rooms I encountered on that visit was the Chinese rooms. And Chinese art and culture had been a firm favourite with me ever since. So when 3 or 4 years ago I had an opportunity to meet Huaitun Zhang, an artist, a poet and writer, I was more than delighted to look at her work, and even more so delighted to invite her to become an honorary member of the Royal Society of British Artists. Huaitun has an exhibition at the Mall Galleries, a very prestigious gallery in London, from the 11th to the 23rd of July. I will be involved in helping to set it up, and it will be a terrific exhibition. She is a wonderful artist. Her work is energetic and yet deceptively simple. I was really pleased to be invited to Huaitun's book launch at the Olympia Book Fair. So what wonderful work she's been doing in China for children's books. And she is a member of the Chinese Writers Association. I can just say that she's living proof of the good cultural relations between China and the UK.
I would like to thank you all for coming.
What better ambassador than Huaitun Zhang? I look forward to seeing Huaitun and you all at the exhibition at the Mall Galleries.
Excellent, thank you. And yet another wonderful event to look forward to. And thanks to Mick Davies for sharing that. Particularly, it's worth noting, as you mentioned, the exhibition is taking place in July. And if you've noted from the beginning of our journey today, we also have some special events, talks and cook-alongs coming up even next week. So that's why the series is called China Weeks, and it's considered a journey. But as we said, you're not required to commit all this to memory. As ever, the China National Tourist Office London has ensured that you have a kind of a digital map and a wayfinding tool for the China Weeks, when culture and tourism blend. And it's my pleasure to show you the landing page. As with most of these campaigns, we have made an effort to distill all this fantastic information into a real user-friendly and interactive format that is, on the one hand, not too overwhelming and fairly clean and simple, but on the other hand, it contains the visuals and the links that will lead you on whatever path you so choose. And very importantly, we also have the contact information for our scholars and press and just interested parties who want to learn more about it. As you can see at the top, it's Belton Road, it's the Cultures Link, and I hope that you have all felt that spirit from all of our speakers here today of how connected we are, and indeed by attending this very event, our interest in our different locations and past and stories from around the world. You can find some information, as always, and more information about the programme here. You can see the social links. Talking of links, it's very important for us to share this wider and shout out loud online, and we hope to see our friends there. Please comment, share with your colleagues, your family. It's such wonderful material that deserves to go and travel that road as far as possible. Now, in the sections below, you've heard a couple keywords have been mentioned, and there's so much going on that, as I said, we have curated these into a couple themes which will help people to take home their understanding of all this material. We have collaborative China and all the wonderful people working together on these focused projects. Wider China, that vast country of so many provinces and peoples. Festive China, and the wonderful traditions and festivities throughout the year that we can share together and evolve together as they are a living thing. Creative China, the crafts people, both ancient and modern. And historical China, I mean, an endless subject that gives you absolutely rich pickings to enjoy. As we go down, we've already had insights from all of our wonderful guests on many of these topics. And we hope people will take the time to dive in and find out more, especially the wonderful photographs, the Rediscover China in the UK series. There are plenty of links where you can revisit the recordings. Chinese Cook Along Live, get excited and start salivating and sign up to join us for that one. Visiting Guizhou online. One small section will lead you to a whole new window of opportunity. The book, as you saw, the wonderful trailer for the book, the China travel course, you know, you can get a practical certification and learn a whole variety of things, especially useful for those in the travel and tourism trade. CNTO London providing really practical tools to help keep people's industry knowledge fresh and offering the very best and most up-to-date information for interested tourists. As we mentioned, the Best Season to Travel series. I hope you enjoyed a taste of the solar terms, and you can follow the link if you would like to learn about any one of them. As I say, right now we're in Lixia, and I'm sure you'll want to have a taste of what kind of activities are appropriate at this time of year. London Craft Week, absolutely, don't miss it. It's a fantastic exhibitions, and so exciting to be able to see them in person once again, so well as Boonie Bears coming to a town near you, and you can catch it in the cinema. As Hugo mentioned, historical China, each of those experts, you can catch their stories. And towards the end, as we said, we want to share the contact information with you. But this is China Weeks. It is a journey. It's a dynamic page that will be updating all the time. And we hope that if people have their own stories and they think, or they know of somebody who has a really worthy project that needs to be broadcasted, tell us about it, get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. And as ever, we have extend the most enormous thanks to all the partners who've been involved with this. As I'm just your compere for today. Really, the true talent is in all the people and their expertise in academia and in art, and their passion, I think, really shines through that we've heard today. So, as I said, that's the landing page. If you want to go to, you don't need to memorize the link. You can jump onto CNTO London's social channels, which are very easy to find. If you go on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, just search CNTO London and all the channels will pop up right there for you, and you can see the links and find out more. It's at this point, we've taken our journey and met all our experts and a wonderful variety of offerings, that I would personally like to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us today. We hope that it's really sparked your curiosity and your imagination, and that you've been inspired to find out more from all these offerings online and in person. And as I said, we do hope to hear your insights on social media. Keep that conversation going. So I'd encourage you to share with your friends, colleagues, and more. At this point, we're going to return to CNTO London's Director Shui Ling for some more words and the closing session of our journey today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Willow, for guiding us with such a rich and diverse program to explore in the next 2 months. And next, it is my great pleasure to introduce a special guest speaker, whom Hugo, I think, just briefed in our China Stories PPT, Mr. David Buckley, to make a few comments. David is chair of the Yehudi Menuhin School, and the Yehudi Menuhin School has strong ties with China dated from the 70s. David, please.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you very much, Director Shui Ling and Minister Councillor Yu Peng, for inviting me to make some concluding remarks this morning. In doing so, I'd like to echo Minister Councillor Yu Peng's comments about the importance of culture in diplomatic relations. Culture, as we know, is a universal language, understood by all and can be shared without linguistic barriers, and that's a very, very important thing. Congratulations on such a successful launch of the 2022 China Week, when culture and tourism blend. And may I also offer my congratulations on the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and the UK. This is also a major milestone for both of our countries. Yehudi Menuhin, as many of you probably know, was one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century. And he was the first classical musician from the West to visit China back in 1978 after the Cultural Revolution. And at that time, he was appointed an honorary professor of music at the Beijing Conservatory. He gave a very successful concert tour of China at that time, and he brought back the first cohort of Chinese students to the school here in the UK. And today we have some 13% of our students from China at our school in Cobham. But very excitingly for us, in September this year, together with a joint venture partner in China, the Qingdao Urban Construction Group, we are opening a school in Qingdao, Shandong Province, and this will provide a world-class musical education to over 300 students over time, and we plan to get to that level over the next 5 years. Now, the Yehudi Menuhin School in Qingdao is a very important strategic step for the school in the UK. It's the first joint venture that we've had. It's the first venture we've had outside of the UK, and it will enable us to create multiple opportunities for cultural exchange between our two countries. We are planning on having visiting musicians, visiting professors of music from both the UK and China between the two schools. We are planning on setting up summer schools, a series of summer concert programs, and to involve ourselves in online and in person-to-person teaching of our musical expertise. Now, listening to this morning's presentations, I'm very excited to see and hear about the depth and breadth of the 2022 China Week's program. and to be able to listen and share experiences from the amazing Silk Road through to the Sons of the Red Lake, London Craft Week, the Belt and Road Cultures Link, and Bonnie Bears, to name just a few of the things we've heard about this morning, is really quite unique. And it shows that the cultural exchange between the UK and China is very much alive and thriving. The menu in school itself is very supportive of all that you're doing, and we've been very pleased to participate in the first of the Our China Stories features that Hugo talked about. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for participating this morning and to wish you all well for the 2022 programme. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thank you, David, for your encouraging and warm remarks. We do look forward to having a closer tie, in particular with young musicians from both UK and China, for more cultural exchanges between our two countries. So finally, acknowledgements. I would like to thank my colleagues from the cultural section of the Chinese Embassy in the UK, CNTO London's partners in the UK, Cam River Publishing, MIC, China Hour, Cambridge China Centre, OE Media, European Times UK edition, CTSCI, City of Bristol College, ACA Sino-East Books, CLRC UK, London Chinatown Chinese Association, LCW, UK Research and Development Centre for Chinese Culture, the Media Pioneers, Culture and Creativity. And my thanks also go to the support back in China, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, China Culture Center, China and the World Cultural Exchange Magazine, chinaculture.org, people.com, Changsha Culture and Tourism Bureau, Visiting Guizhou Online, National Base for International Cultural Trade Shanghai, National Base for Copyright Trade Shanghai, Guangzhou 13 Horns Museum, and Guanjing Cultural. As we mentioned just now, the landing page will be continually updated during the China weeks. Please stay tuned to CNTO London's social media channels, both English and Chinese WeChat. Share our China Week's landing page with those who are interested in Chinese culture and tourism. Have a lovely weekend and see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.